Hello, Mr. Stone here, and today we are going to be talking about ratios. So ratios can really be thought of in terms of an equation, a very simple equation that allows you to determine how that ratio could change in quantities, but still remain proportionate. Or proportional, excuse me. How to remain proportional. So if my ratio is for every A, I've got B. This is item number 1, or this is item A, has this many things in item B. Then I'm going to have C number of things here. I suppose I could call this actually X and Y. Then I'm going to have C number of element X and D number of element Y. They've got to be in the same proportionality. So we should be able to multiply everything here on the left to get CD. So I could multiply it, say, for example, by 3 over 3, and then I could end up with C over D. It's got to be the same. You've got to be able to have them be equal, otherwise it is not proportionate. So I know this is abstract when we're looking at it like this. Let's look into a numerical example here. So if my ratio is 3 to 5, then how many would I have if I've got 20? Notice the location here is important. But if I've got it set up like this, I can make a very, very clear couple of steps here to solve. So let's just treat this as 3 over 5 is going to equal x over 20. So now I just want to solve for x. I need to clear out the denominator on the right. How do I do that? Multiply by the denominator. So I'm left with 20 times 3 over 5. I can simplify this. 20 is really 20 over 1, so we can multiply straight across. 20 times 3 gives me 60 over 5 equals, the 20s cancel on the right, equals x. 60 divided by 5 is just 12. 12 equals x. Therefore, I can say that I'll just leave the same in color. I'll go back to black. 3 over 5 is equal to 12 over 20. These are proportional. Notice that if I multiply everything on the left by 4 over 4, which we can do because 4 over 4 is really the same as 1. If you divide 4 by 4, you have 1. Then I get what I have on the right. These are equal. That is a proportional relationship that stays the same on the left and on the right. It might get a little bit more trickier if you've got something like this, but same process still applies. 5 over 6 is equal to 30 over, plug in x. I need to clear out the denominator on the right. Multiply by x. That leaves me with 5x over 6 is equal to 30. Now I need to clear out the denominator on the left. Multiply both sides by 6. I'm left with 5x equals 180. Lastly, let's move up over here. If 5x equals 180, divide both sides by 5 to clear out the coefficient. Those cancel. X equals, what is 180 divided by 5? 36. So 5 over 6 is equal to 30 over 36. When we're dealing with ratios, we often do not just see them as tidy little setups like that. Quite often we'll see a word problem. So Johnny reads 3 books for every 1 video game he finishes. If he reads 12 books, how many games did he finish? I've got a ratio here. I have 3 books for every 1 video game. I have a ratio of 3 to 1. Now, if he reads 12 books, how many video games did he finish? Well, notice that I've got books on top, so I'm going to have 12 over however many video games, x. So 3 over 1 is equal to 12 over x. Solve for x. What should I do for my first step? I can clear out the denominator on the right by multiplying. I'm dividing here. The opposite of division is multiplication. Cancels on the right. I'm left with 3x over 1 equals 12. We can simplify some on the left. 3x divided by 1 is the same thing as 3x. Anything divided by 1 is itself. 3x equals 12. I can simplify a little bit more by my next step. Divide both sides by 3 to cancel out the coefficient. X equals 12 over 3. X equals 4. So to respond back to our original question, we can say that he finished 4 games. Let's do one more. If you travel at 50 miles per hour, how long does it take you to travel 750 miles? 50 miles per hour, we often write like that, but what we can really do is write it as 50 miles per 1 hour. Any time that you hear this per, that should signify that you've got a fraction you can set up as that. 50 miles, the line of division is per hour. So I have a ratio of 50 over 1 equals 750 miles. I know I will have a fraction on the right. The 750 miles, will that go on the top or the bottom of the fraction? Will it be in the numerator on top or the denominator in the bottom? I'm going back to miles, so 750 miles would be on top over X number of hours. I do not know how many hours I am driving. That is the question. How long does it take? So I can solve 50 equals 750 over X. Again, I need to clear out the denominator, multiply both sides by X. I'm left with 50x over 1 equals 750. What do we see here again? As we saw a moment ago, over 1 is just going to be the same as whatever the numerator is. So 50x equals 750. Last step, clear out the coefficient. I'm left with x equals 750 divided by 50. What do I have? 15, thank you. X equals 15, so the final answer would be, since we said that X is hours, that's how much time you are taking, 15 hours would be your final answer. Please review this, bring in any questions that you have, and we will go over it. Have a great day.